Watch what's approaching, the supreme moment. Reality striking closer than it seems, don't it? Go ahead, it's for the taking if you want it. If not, the dream dies and you'll be forever haunted. Then confront it.
What's good? So I have been wanting to do this for a little while, but I was waiting for 5-year anniversary to slow down a little bit. But I actually wanted to build a team with some of my oldest SSR units, and as you can see, this is pretty much the very first early units in the game that I've acquired. And I'm pretty much going to build a team around that. Of course, I wanted to use the LR Super Saiyan for Goku because most of the units I'm going to include on this video is going to be related to Goku's family units. And that actually reminds me, I do need a Rainbow, the Strength Beerus, and also the Tech Majin Vegeta. Especially for Majin Vegeta, I think at some point in the near future we'll probably most likely get an Extreme Z Awakening for that unit because that guy desperately needs one to say the least. But this is a little bit of a throwback video, so hopefully you guys do enjoy it. If you do, definitely make sure to like the video, and if you're randomly coming across the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe to the channel if you enjoy it. So we'll go through Boss Rush 10 and run through this and pretty much just take a trip down memory lane and have a little fun, shall we? I think, since it's a pretty good occasion to talk about some of the older units, they're really not talked about much. So, first of all, I do want to straighten out the rotations. I want the Tech Super Saiyan 3 Goku and the Agility Super Saiyan 3 Bardock unit to be on the same rotation. And then for the other one, I'm going to have the Family Kamehameha Goku unit and the Super Saiyan 2 Goku unit on the same rotation, and then just have everybody else as floaters. But yeah, a lot of good memories with these units, especially like the Tech Super Saiyan 3 Goku unit starts off with the SR base unit or whatever, and Dokkan awakens into it. And I remember when the Super Saiyan 3 Angel Goku came out, the summonable Tech version, I think is when that free-to-play unit was Dokkan awakened into Super Saiyan 3. And honestly, high chance of 180% increase to attack is certainly beneficial when it kicks in. I mean, you could easily get 1 million plus in attack stats with that unit alone. The Super Saiyan 2 Goku unit, the physical type is actually very, very good with the Dokkan Awakening, and I think, if I remember correctly, and I'll have to refer back to it, but attack and defense increases 70%, and then allies get Ki plus 3 and defense increase to 30%, and then for applicable situations, Super Saiyan 2 units or category allies get attack increase of 30%. So, of course, in this team setup, there's very few units that fall into that category, but at least that guy and the physical type Super Saiyan 2 Gohan unit would benefit from that. And what's there to say about the Gohan unit? It used to be a fantastic support. I mean, still is to a pretty good degree, but 35% to attack and defense when he did get that Dokkan Awakening was a pretty substantial amount, and for a long time that was definitely a go-to support unit for Super Saiyan 2 type teams, you know what I mean? So very, very good unit, and still pretty good to this point too. The Bardock unit, Super Saiyan 3 Bardock unit, was definitely an interesting unit because of course he starts off as an SR Super Saiyan Bardock unit, and the funny thing is, the reason why he's actually one of my oldest units in the game is, for whatever odd reason, I decided to keep copies of him and basically just level up the SA. And funny thing is, it all worked out because it was obviously announced that he would end up getting a Dokkan Awakened to Super Saiyan 3. So at the time, I was extremely happy about it, and pretty happy about having I don't know, like some sort of sixth sense about keeping the unit, I guess, but yeah, pretty good unit overall. I think the defense increase of 80% is restricted to 5 turns, but the attack increase of 80% should apply every time he activates a super attack, so pretty good overall unit there. And yeah, I mean, honestly, it's good to occasionally reflect back and take a trip down memory lane and revisit some of these units. Again, this is basically one of my oldest units in the game that I've acquired since playing. I can't remember the exact month, but it was shortly after JP ended up being launched, and here we are in 5-year anniversary. So it's been 5 years since the game's been out, and pretty much how long I've been playing for. So Yeah, a lot of good memories, and it's a little bit of nostalgia kicking in. Honestly, taking a look back on all these units, I think besides the physical Super Saiyan 2 Goku unit that recently got a Dokkan Awakening or Extreme Z Awakening, I should say, when the Majin Vegeta and Super Saiyan 2 Angel Goku came out. Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, the physical type, is probably the unit that I used the most out of this group, honestly. But, the remaining other units, I obviously have very special memories about them. Like the father, son, family Kamehameha Goku unit. I think that was actually the first summonable SSR unit that I acquired in the game. So, very, very special memories with that unit. And what is there to say? I mean, it used to be one of my favorite units in the game and whatnot. But, yeah, a lot of these guys are still pretty good. I mean, especially the Tech Super Saiyan 3 Goku unit. Like I said, when the passive skill activates with 180%, which it does frequently enough, again, you're looking at, like right there, you're looking at 1.2 million in attack stats. So as a free-to-play unit and especially knowing his starting position, certainly 1.2 million is very, very well respectable types of attack output. The Bardock unit's pretty good too. I mean, you could get to about 1 million roughly attack stats as well with the right rotations. Maybe with the Gohan unit on the rotation, you'll be able to get, if I remember correctly, it was like 1,089,000, something like that. So, certainly a pretty good output number. And yeah, I mean, obviously the LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku isn't, old by any means, 4-year anniversary unit, but you kind of needed it to include on, to run the team efficiently enough. I could have certainly used a leader skill from one of the older units to potentially, run a team, but, to do it properly and do it justice, I think it was okay to use the Super Saiyan 4 Goku unit. I could have ran the LR Gohan and Goten, but the reason why I didn't is because that unit is very good, plus the built-in additionals and all that could easily defeat an enemy and pretty much overshadow the rest of the units. So that's really the reason why I ended up using the LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku as lead. So hopefully that makes a little bit more sense. And of course, I have a few other units that I haven't showcased in a long time. You might have saw glimpses of that earlier when you saw some of the units like Beerus and Majin Vegeta. A couple of them are also rainbowed. Like, I don't know, I can't remember on top of my head, but there's quite a few that I haven't really showcased as much lately. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll come back around to it and do a different showcase for some of the other units. There's actually one in mind that I've been wanting to do an updated showcase on, which is the Strength Type Super Saiyan God Goku unit. Of course, with the Dokkan Awakening, that unit ended up being very good and links up very well with the Intelligence Ultra Instinct Goku. So, maybe I'll revisit that at some point and end up doing a different showcase for it. But again, the whole point of this is just covering some of the older units in the game, and eventually I'll come around to some of the other units. But I figured you guys would maybe appreciate a little throwback type video. It's been a while since you guys have probably seen any of the units, minus the physical Super Saiyan 2 Goku unit and physical Gohan. I'm sure those guys are still somewhat prominent and can be ran on different teams lately. But outside of that, the other units are pretty much, I wouldn't say necessarily obsolete, but they're definitely not as used as frequently like before. I'll say that much. But overall, it's a lot of fun, though. Just simply taking a trip down memory lane is definitely a lot of fun. And who knows, some of the other guys might end up getting an EZA. Like that'd be pretty interesting, honestly, if the Super Saiyan 3 Bardock unit did, and also the Tech Super Saiyan 3 Angel Goku. That would also be very interesting. And it's not necessarily out of the realms of possibility. I mean, if I remember correctly, the summonable Tech Super Saiyan 3 Angel Goku came out on Saiyan Day, if I remember, as Dokkan Fest, maybe like year 2, I think it was. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was year 2, Saiyan Day, when it came out, because year 3, obviously, LR Vegito and LR Gogeta came out, so it was certainly before that time period. The Super Saiyan 3 Bardock Agility version came out with the Summonable Intelligence Super Saiyan 3 Bardock, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, I mean, a lot of these units are definitely on the older side and could certainly use some additional boosting. The potential Extreme Z Awakening for the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan would probably be the most interesting. I think they could definitely do a lot of potential damage with that unit in terms of how much of an improvement he could actually get, because the Dokkan Awakening of that guy when it first came out was a incredible difference, honestly. And like I said before, very good supporting type unit on a variety of teams and very useful. I think at this point right now, what probably hurts that unit is running teams with a couple of LRs, you know what I mean? Because Gohan doesn't provide a boost toward Ki. If they were to give him any sort of EZA, I think they would definitely have to give him, built-in passive skill of boosting allies' Ki support on top of that, on top of the, attack and defense of 35%, potentially increasing to maybe 40%. 40% necessarily isn't that uncommon nowadays. I wouldn't say a lot, but there's a fair amount of units that do provide a boost to that level. So, boosting it up to 40% isn't definitely outside of the realm of possibility or anything like that. So, with that being said, yeah, this is pretty much the throwback little video for the team built with some of my oldest SSRs in the game that I've acquired since starting. So hopefully you guys enjoy the video. As always, I do appreciate each and every of you checking the video out, and especially if you watched it till the very end. Thank you very much for that. And yeah, I'll certainly catch you guys later. And until next time, I'll see you guys. All right, peace out.